Do you see that, Brendan? Dude,
It's there.
I think I see something.
It's there.
Wow. It's Rob's last brain cell when it comes to management.
Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
He's leaving people out to dry with that shit right now. Like, you hit it right on the head. That's the last brain cell that he has right now.
What's going on, everybody? Eric and Brendan here for the 302 Birds Phillies Postgame Show. Phillies lose 9-2, tied the series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And let's get into it. So, as you can see here in our little corny intro, Rob's shitty management is going to be our our first topic. So Brendan, what did you think of Rob's management today when it came to pitching?
It's not something that we haven't talked about before, right? This is something that we've talked about going to the NLCS last year, towards the end of the year last year, 2022, World Series again with Zach Wheeler. Today was Wheeler's day. It was not Rob Thompson's day. I don't know a better way to put that right now. It's definitely a little disheartening. Yesterday, I'm going to bat for the guy, arguing with everybody how good of a coach he can be. And then today, we have a guy who just was not there to back up Wheeler. Wheeler had a hell of a game. He had a hell of a strong, 6 innings, 5 2/3 innings or 6 innings, and just left him out too long. The velocity was going down. The control was getting a little bit out of hand. I don't know what Thompson's little mindset on everything is, but to not have a mound visit, to not, go talk to the guy, to try to figure out what it is, because anybody that watched the game can probably see that Wheeler looked to the dugout a couple times. I think he was looking for a little bit of a takedown situation or help him out, and it just was not there, or they just didn't back him today. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. Towards the end of his outing there, especially when it came time for that grand slam, he definitely was looking towards the dugout, looking at JT, kind of trying to get somebody to come out to him and, slow things down. I think that's kind of what caused that collapse there, was he just did not have that kind of pause to kind of talk to JT or talk to Rob or whoever, and be like, look, this is what we're going to do to cool things down. And unfortunately, he did let up that grand slam. But I think Rob, Rob just does not make the smartest decisions when it comes to pitching. And we've talked about this, like you said, numerous times, and it's just getting annoying. I like Rob. I'm like 50-50 on Rob. Like, there's certain days where he makes smart decisions, and there's certain days where he makes really bad decisions, and I feel like the bad outweighs the good.
No, 100%. And just going off of that as well is the same thing we talk about with Marsh. Marsh should be an everyday player. I think everybody in the tri-state area knows that he should be an everyday player. He's probably one of the 10, if not 5 hottest guys in the league right now. And you sit him yesterday. What was it? Yeah, you sit him yesterday, and here we go again. Granted, they pulled it out with the walk-off, and Castellanos pulled it out, but it's just some of the decisions that he's making. It's just very hard to go to bat for a guy. Granted, he got here, took us to, the World Series, took us to the NLCS. But where do we draw a line of, some decisions are just not the right decisions?
Right. And that leads us into our next topic, which is unfortunate, sadly, that Wheeler is still winless. The guy's sitting here wheeling and dealing. He's throwing, strikes. He's painting the zone, and he's just winless. We can't back this guy up to save his life. This is what? He's 0-4 now, 0-3?
He's 0-3 in 4 starts. But at the same time, he has one of the best whips in the league. He has one of the best ERAs in the league. And then one thing I just want to touch on is the offense is not providing any run support for, these guys. We're making okay to decent-looking pitchers look great. And going back to the National Series, Mackenzie Gore has 2 runs in 5 2/3. Nobody's hitting. Miles Mikolas, 2 runs, 6 2/3. Sonny Gray, 0 runs in 5 innings. Lance Lynn, 0 run in 5 innings. And then Bailey Falter, 1 run in 5 innings. These are not, Cy Young winners. They're not, the top of the, cream of the crop type of people, right? What are we doing? You have 1 through 5 that's getting up there in the first couple of innings, or 1 through 6 now, with Marsh getting into the 6th spot. there needs to be run support early in the game. You can't keep winning from behind all these times. It's not going to keep going that way.
Yeah, Wheeler goes for 5 innings pitched today. He has, if I'm looking at the stats here, he lets up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, and he walked 3. He did have 10 strikeouts, though, which this is, I believe, career. This is 22 or 23 career game with 10 strikeouts. He had a great outing.
Just that one pitch. Other than that one pitch, honestly, would have been a hell of a day for him.
But again, and I'm going back to this whole Rob thing, if Rob did pull Wheeler when I think he should have pulled Wheeler, none of that would have happened.
No, I think they would have gotten ahead of it. Honestly, I'm still at the point of even just a mound visit. JT going out to the mound, Caleb going out to the mound, just something to just calm him down for a second, maybe to get him back into it. But that was a miss. I think that's the easiest way to put it. Is just that was a miss.
Well, let me ask you this. Now that, which I'm wearing it now, you guys can clown me all you want for wearing this. I just wore it because Wheeler was pitching today, and this is my Wheeler jersey that I have. Now that John Milton has all this money from, City Connects,
right?
Do you think we need to spend this money? And I don't know how the money works from jersey sales or whatever. I assume it goes to the organization and they figure out what to do with it. But
right.
Do you think that we should take all this incoming money and go out and spend it on somebody to be a closer? Because again, we're having this issue where we can't decide on who we want our closer to be.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with it. I think that's where I'm at right now. Like we talked about the other day, Kirk Ring had his first day back today. The first batter he faced looked great. Second one, he got a straight 4-ball count, walked in the first. Didn't give up any runs that inning. It's his first day back. I think it's a little early for the let's go grab a closer conversation yet. But at the same time, Sir Anthony's not the same Sir Anthony from 2022 right now. He's looking that there's no control. Velocity's up there, but anybody can just, whip a pitch in there and hopefully nobody hits it. He gave up another home run, I believe, as well. So that's just maybe a relief pitcher. But I'm still on the wagon of letting Kirkren make his own destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think Orion had a decent outing today. I was making the graphics and I texted in the group chat. I was ready to go with, I think it was like 7-2, 8-2.
Oh, yeah.
And then
why not let Andrew McCutchen, the guy of all guys, hit his 300th career home run against the Phillies, and then he goes to the top of the 9th. So just the icing on the cake for the entire series at this point.
I mean, if it had to be anywhere, then it had to be.
I think the only 2 people that could hit that home run today that wouldn't get me more aggravated than the first 8 innings all alone would either be Andrew McCutchen or Rhys Hoskins. Anybody else, just live it off the wall. But if it was those 2 guys, if that's the worst thing that's happened right now, that's the worst thing that happened. Yeah, well, I think we're all on that same boat right now. I don't think anybody else can be in agreement that he's doing a great job today.
Yeah, and unfortunately with that loss, guys, going into our next topic, that does lead us back into 500 and tying the series. Now, we didn't lose the series. I guess we could take that as a positive. We did tie it, but ties are what you make it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know you and we were texting earlier about this. We are very close, believe it or not, very, very close on the Braves right now. If I look up the stats or the standings right now, Braves are looking at this. Braves are 9-5 right now.
Right.
So what's today? The 14th.
So what do they get? A game? They're a game and a half up.
They did win their game today, so we are two games back right now.
Okay, so 2 games. I'm let's be honest. It's not the same Braves team that everybody was talking about on March 28th. Strider going down is an open door for the Phillies to run and take this division. There's no reason why that shouldn't have been a foot to the floor type of thing of hearing something like that. Now you have the best pitcher in the league, and he's 0-3. Make him the best pitcher in the league and make him 12-3 by the All-Star break. That's what needs to happen. Strider going down, there's really nobody else. You got Max Fried, Chris Sale, but those are not guys that are going to carry a team. They might hit 6 runs every 2 games, every 3 games, but they're not going to be the same team that's hitting eight runs a game, and then pitching's going to shut them out. Just run with this division, and I think the problem is that this team is going to be at the 500, 1 game below, 2 games above, go back and forth for probably the next couple of weeks, if not a month, just until they start getting a feel of things.
I mean, that's how we were last season, I think, until, what was it, like June? End of May, June, where we were slowly creeping up, above 500. And I think I was listening to WIP the other day, which, granted, WIP is what you make it. But I mean, like, I agree with it. I think this team is so comfortable with sitting around 500 that it's kind of pathetic in a sense that that's their mindset right now.
Oh, yeah. Like, if there was ever a time to say, hey, let's go take what is ours, now's the time. No, there was a lot of people that counted them out that they weren't even going to have a chance for the division. This is the time to keep going with it. You cannot sit here and allow the Braves to, get up to a 5.5 game, lead going into July or June or the end of April. Or I'm sorry, end of May. This is the time. It's as plain and simple as that. And the guys that aren't hitting need to start hitting, start figuring something out. Castellanos with his walk-off yesterday was a hell of a hit. I think it probably was, if it was late August, would have been an all walk-off grand slam. Marshy's doing his thing. It's just getting the guys in where they need to be.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, honestly, with you talking about hitting, I want to know what Kevin Long is doing, when it comes to practice days. And I don't want to blame the coaches because, I mean, there's only so much the coach can do when it comes to coaching and the players actually hitting.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, we are the second highest paid team in the MLB right now. I think we have the second highest payroll. And again, for us to not be producing like we're not producing right now is ridiculous. If we were to produce and hit like we are supposed to, we'd be neck and neck with the Braves right now.
100%. Probably even above by like a game or two.
Right. And I'm hoping that, sometime soon we get that hitting under control because I would like to win the division. I'm tired of being, second in the NL East year after year. Granted, we've knocked off the Braves the last 2 years. You can win a division. There's only so much you can do in the playoffs, and that's evident with the Braves. But I think if we can win it, it gives us more of a backbone to fall on going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's what people are pissed about right now. This team said they wanted a hot start. Granted, it's not the 1-5 start they had last year, but you have a guy like JT going out there and saying, I'm tired of watching the Braves win the division. And for anybody that's saying, you get in a wild card, then you get hot. You get hot in, July, August, September. Those are the times you get hot. You don't wait until the wild card series because your luck's going to run out sooner or later. We did it against the Marlins last year and the Cardinals the year before. It's not going to happen over and over and over again. You want that little bit of a break because that's what Topper likes more than anything else is getting his guys to sit on the bench, rest up, be healthy. It's time to just run away with this division. And if there was ever a year to do it, it's 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking of, and I don't know if you've ever watched it, keep thinking of that hype video that they dropped at the beginning of the season where it goes from Utley to, I think, Stott.
Yep. Make your own history.
Yeah, but they also, what do they say? It's like we keep knocking on the door and now it's time to kick it down.
Oh, 100%.
We're definitely not kicking it down. We're just putting up fucking boards on the wall to keep us from kicking it down. But we lost because of errors. Errors, and more errors. Turner had that weird slip. What was it? 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Bohm had that error today.
JT at the same time. He had, I think he missed 2 behind the plate. One came in for a run. He had the throw over to second. Turner couldn't get to it. I don't think O'Neill Cruz could have even got to that one. That brought in a run. Marsh. It's Marsh. I'm not going to talk any shit on him right now. If the offense is going, why the hell are you going to talk shit on his defense? That did give up a triple, and then it did bring him in. But these are the little things that these guys are losing the games for themselves. It's not even like they're being beat by the other teams. They're being beat by themselves. The not hitting, the errors, not getting your pitchers into a good spot. These are the things that, like you just talked about, are not going to set you up for success come the end of the year.
Yeah, I think a lot of the errors do come from the infield, but I think what annoyed me a little bit today was Boehm's error. He kind of just nonchalantly, which I don't know if nonchalant is the right word, but I feel like he could have tried a little bit more on that play. He kind of missed the ball and then looked at his glove like, oops, whatever.
It wasn't the Boehm that we've seen since 2 years ago. It's almost like something like that just kicked back and he had like almost just like a brain fart of like if he had his glove down at 3 inches, it wouldn't even have been a thing. But yeah, I think it was just something that just wasn't there unless it was, was that after or before the Grand Slam?
I think it was before the Grand Slam.
Yeah, that might have been I think that was setting it all up.
Yeah, because going back to it, if you watch the broadcast, which even Kruk and I think Kruk was on there today, but Kruk and McCarthy said the same thing, that Boehm error kind of threw everything off. Once that Boehm error occurred, they started scoring runs. But did you see that and I don't know who his name is, but the Pirates shortstop, he also slipped. He also slipped in that same spot that Turner slipped. Yeah, I think something's going on with the field there. I think they need to go ahead and fix it.
That we've had every single day for the past week. So
yeah, that definitely doesn't help either. But that's all we have to talk about today, guys. Like I said, we lose the game today, 9-2. Split the series with the Pirates. Who do we play next? The Rockies?
Coming up tomorrow, the Rockies at 6:40.
All right. Well, we play the Rockies tomorrow, 6:40. We'll have our post-game show tomorrow. I'll probably be on. Brendan will probably be on, maybe, unless you're going to the game tomorrow.
I'm going to the game tomorrow, but let's end on a little bit of a high note tonight, right? We talked a bunch of shit. We talked a lot of guys down. Trea Turner, home run, 2 RBIs. If this was, if Turner can come out of a slump, Castellanos hit a walk-off yesterday. It's time. You're going to a series against the Rockies. The Rockies fielders don't even like when the ball comes near them. Play the small ball. You don't have to hit a home run every time. I think that's the biggest thing of these guys that are in their slumps are just trying to hit and hit and hit. Small ball wins games. It's what we talked about in the NLCS last year, the NLDS last year, the wild card. You don't have to hit a home run every time just because you're making that $30 million a year. Singles win games. Kyle Schwarber looks like a hell of a leadoff guy right now. So that's where I'm at.
Was it last year that Bryce had the benches cleared and he called the Rockies a bum organization?
Was it bum organization or the poverty organization?
It was one of the two. Yeah. I just remember he started yelling at them and called them something. But hopefully that continues. I'd love to see Bryce get fired up and definitely take his anger out.
Yeah, he's been fired up just in the wrong fucking way right now.
Well, I mean, the guy keeps grounding into double plays. He's grounded into.
It's either a double play that ends the inning or a ball that's 3 inches from going over the wall. There's no in between with this guy right now.
Dude, I was at the City Connect game the other night, and yeah, I mean, it was just like the wind lately has kind of fucked up a lot of his at bats.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be the Broad Street Bombers come August. Watch everybody hit home run every damn pitch.
Yeah, but we should have nice weather this week. Definitely looking forward, like I said, to the Rockies series. Definitely looking forward to hopefully getting our shit back together this week.
What's nice is they go after the White Sox right after that too. So it's 2 series that are very much manageable.
Very manageable, but then again, we said that with some of the teams we played already, and look at where that's gotten us.
No, that's fair.
So, but all right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and end it there. Phillies postgame show with Brendan and Eric tonight. Lose the game 9-2. Series tie, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.